1 of MDL's LAN phase. It's OG taking on Newbee. Series tied 1-1. Game 1 was basically a Godzilla Morphling, courtesy of the hot young star, Mr. Ana, who was completely unchecked in that game. Game 2, Newbee just kind of rolled OG, frankly. Completely outfarmed them, a drow strategy that came apart at the seams, and then they really never got their feet back under them. So, heading into Game 3, we'll have to see what route they take. I'm LD, you're watching Beyond the Summit, and I am joined by Gods. What's it going to be, Gods? What do they have in store for us?
They need to put on a hero where he can really shine. I think the drow strats are fine. It's been like a OG classic by a lot of means, but didn't work for them in game number 2. We'll likely see it left in the pool, if anything, by Newbee since they've just beaten it. But I think for OG, they've got to play around the new player and really give him the space he needs to shine.
Taking a lot of time here with these opening bans, considering the Shadow Demon and Elder Titan are completely standard. So, I wonder what Newbee is contemplating right now.
Probably, let's see, they're first pick, so they don't need to ban the OD. I guess the Drow's still there. The OD and Drow are the two big heroes. I guess the teams are likely to kind of
and the Kunkka
consider / fight over.
That's also something OG has been banning out in the first phase.
Now for OG, do you ban the OD? Do you ban the Drow? They ban the Drow, so likely this is similar to game. Well, game 1, Newbee first picked OD, and OG managed to deal with it.
And
fine,
OG went straight for the Death Prophet. Now, if they don't take it this phase, I reckon Newbee might ban it phase 2.
Yeah, it's a good consideration for a ban, considering how he matched up well and just played around that mid lane with the Earth Spirit of Jarex very effectively.
10 seconds remaining.
Taking their time here on this pick. A bit of a slower opening. The other games, like the teams, they kind of just knew what they wanted. They went right for it, no hesitation. But, you know, this is the money match. You lose this one, you have a much longer climb to get into the top 3.
I guess often you'll have like a set strat for maybe game 1, game 2 that you want to do, or you've done mock drafts where it's like, okay, if they leave Drow in the pool, we're going to pick these heroes around it. But now you get to game 3, and for OG, you've just lost the game. You've got to kind of reinvent the draft a little bit, or at least look to change things up to keep Newbee guessing, and also just to make sure that you feel confident with what you've got, since one of your plans didn't work. So maybe you start second guessing what your game 3 strat maybe is going to be.
10 seconds remaining.
So it is the Batrider for OG, and was quite effective for them in game number 1. Didn't feel like S4 had the same impact in game 2, and obviously the big difference is if you're running the puck, you have to be able to get farm out of the lane. That's one of the few offlaners we even see nowadays. You can't go to the jungle. He's probably one of the worst heroes to do it. So this is a hero that always has a plan B.
See what OG look to get with the Batrider. It's one of those tough things. You talk about the Death Prophet picking in the first stage when Newbee can pick anything to deal with it is just so risky, and I think maybe something that could be hard to stomach for Fly. Maybe just a bit safer, just pick up like one of your 2 supports here. They've ran the Earth Spirit a few times. The Kunkka's still in the pool, always good as well. So we'll see what they look to grab here with this second pick.
Gandalf himself.
There's the slight curveball.
That is a big curveball.
Yeah. Not by any means a counter to OD or picked up against you. I mean, the Blinding Light's annoying for OD because you're not... If you don't have BKB, you can't get rid of it.
So it's a keeper with what? Like Storm, Naga?
Yeah.
What sort of tactics do they OG have planned?
There's so many heroes who can partner with it. Morphling's really good with Keeper. It's great for your carry play because he can just be farming and split pushing a lane, and then you bring him in with Recall. Recall is actually one of Keeper's most important spells, like strategically, for when you're picking this hero, because of how it enables you to just take these fights where you like smoke up as 4 while your carry's farming and pushing lanes, like a hero like Morphling, and then you just recall him right into the middle of the fight. He doesn't need a tower to TP2. He doesn't need boots to travel. He just needs to be recalled in, and it makes Keeper of the Light very, very powerful.
Just too bad Coddle Guy's not casting this one. He'll be stepping in for the next series. But
he'd be playing some, they're playing next series. He'll get some Coddle there.
Yeah, that's true. We might see it. We might see a little more of the man in white. Should it get that far? But ban number 3 to come now for OG. So same opening from Newbee that we saw in game 1, Gods. It's that OD Kunkka duo. very reliable, just well-rounded, gives you good team fight, decent pick-off, strong defensively. You've got good initiation. You get a little bit of everything for these two. And it doesn't force you into a particular direction, but I like what OG do. Again, they ban the Juggernaut, someone that's tough for Batrider to kill, helps enable your push, which, again, the OD does not give you. So seems like what worked for them in Game 1, they're going to try to stick with it.
Yeah. And a hero that may also see a ban is the Storm. Honor did play a game of Storm going back to his first game at MDL, where he played Storm against Invictus Gaming Vitality. So he had a really impressive game there. So something that maybe OG are going to consider partnering up with the Keeper of the Light. Not amazing mid against the OD, because you want to get into Remnant and they can just kind of banish you. We can steal your int as well, but maybe with a little bit of help there, he could take that matchup on. But it's tough because there's also Kunkka to follow up the Astral. Mid lane is going to be tough regardless of who you send there. And that's where Death Prophet's very tempting, because it's a hero that can survive the initial burst and then heal himself back up with the Spirit Siphon.
So Newbee, good call there on the Morphling, because they were also thinking OG might want to get their hands on that. Will not be happening. And of course, we all know how annoying Naga Coddle can be, either as a support Naga or as a core. We've seen it both ways, but neither will be in the card, so it does leave the Death Prophet available. They will hold off on that for now, though, grabbing the Sven. And a hero that OG was going to a lot. There was a period where I feel like I saw No Tail on it almost every game for OG. Or Miracle occasionally would play it as well.
That's exactly it, too. It's more often the no-tail hero. So this suggests that we'll see Honor back in the mid lane playing something maybe like a bit more flashy. He's rarely on like the Death Prophet type heroes, but at the same time, like the flexibility between the mid and the carry has always been one of OG's, for the most part, strong suits. I don't think it's ever really been looked at as a weakness. It just meant that, hey, if they felt like a mid was a bit more like a slow-paced farming, like a Death Prophet or Medusa, they put no-tail on it and put Miracle on some flashy safe lane hero. So it's a useful thing to have for OG.
Newbee patiently trying to suss out what they should do for this third pick. Going back to that game one, it was a Morphling they didn't really have tools for. Do you feel like Sven is as difficult for this kind of opening to deal with as a Morphling pick would be?
Sven's not scary to deal with so much as other heroes. I mean, you're worried about him just out-farming you and playing that Alchemist style where he gets his Helmet Dominator, stacks for days, and builds up a huge net worth lead on you, but by no means is this a hero that gets as out of control as a Morphling, because he doesn't have the same mobility and global presence of the Morphling. And Keeper does give him some, not by just the recall, but it's also here you can kite around, whereas Morphling, there's no kiting him. In a team fight, he's going to wave in, he'll shotgun someone, he'll do his damage. Sven, with the right items, with the right positioning, with good use of like Astral, you can actually prevent his damage output, or at least some of it. And now here's another hero that prevents damage output.
Mr. Dazul comes out of the woodwork, and interesting pickup. We tend not to see as much of him nowadays with the popularity of Oracle as the go-to defensive support, and I guess along with that, often Axe is left in the pool or picked up. But in this case, OG having already grabbed the bat as their off-laner, and not really a team known for running the Axe anyway, so Newbee feeling a lot more confident, and OG continue to just surprise me anyway. They go for the Rubik now.
Interesting.
Something something Alliance love to run for EGM. They do have S4 now, maybe his influence at play, but yeah, Jarek's Rubik, it looks like.
Spells to steal this game, by no means amazing. There's a lot of ones that are kind of alright. Stealing a Ghost Ship, probably one of the better ones. Sandy's Eclipse, like, yeah, obviously if you get your hands on it, could be good, but pretty mana intensive. Dazzle, like the Grave and stuff is nice, but I don't know. Rubik it's like the guaranteed initiation factor with the telekinesis. You've got an instant disable. And Nullfield itself, this game is alright, but the magic damage is now going to suddenly become physical damage with amplified damage. Slider picked up, so it looks like Newbee going to look to balance things out with these last couple of picks and probably pick a physical damage carry for U9.
5 seconds remaining.
Any chance Newbee would consider Huskar?
Reserve time.
Some chance. Let's see. I mean, Sven's physical damage, but I think Huskar is still great. Even if it's just a Sven, you're fine dealing with him. Life Stealer's maybe a consideration just because of how he combos really well with
10
Slaughter, but
seconds remaining.
I think Husker is... Terrorblade actually would have been great because he's ranged, he benefits a lot from the physical damage.
That is the one thing Newbee are lacking, is that building hitter. Slaughter is not going to give it to you. Their supports will not. OD will not.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Huskar's decent at that. Terrorblade's obviously better. But they need something to take objectives here.
Yeah, this could be a Husker game. Yeah, that's a good call. I don't. It's OG do have overall last pick, so they can adjust to it.
OG didn't respect the Huskar at TI. I mean, like you said, they have one pick to counter it. They do have Sven, who's decent against him with but Lifestealer, so good call, Gods.
It's
OG's
a bit more
turn to
standard.
pick.
They're gonna go for a very traditional combo that we saw a lot of. I think this was like Manila Major, where Lifestealer Slaughter became like a big thing, and its ability to... It's a guaranteed kill, like when you blink crush someone almost, if your opponents don't have like some insta-save, which OG don't have. The good thing is you've got Bat right on OG's side, so you can
5
lock down the
seconds
Lifestealer in
remaining.
rage, but if someone like Bat, Coddle, Rubik gets initiated on by a blink crush, they're just going to
Reserve
instantly
time.
melt. Even Sven, like if he doesn't have Warcry
5
up, could just
seconds
melt
remaining.
instantly to a Slaughter Lifestealer if he's not careful.
Ho ho ha ha! Merry Christmas, say OG as they grab the. Oh, this is exciting! It's gonna be Ana playing the
Yeah.
sniper going mid. We've seen the sniper bans from a lot of the Chinese teams, Gods. Mostly the Chinese teams or targeted at them, but we have not seen him on when you and I were casting. I think he got run once the other day, right? By was it EG who ran him? I believe he was picked once so far in the tournament.
I can't remember who played it, but yeah, I've seen it be played. I think even Vici Gaming played it once as well. We saw Vici Gaming play. I want to say they lost with it, but yeah, we've seen some sniper. It's decent this game. I mean, the laning matchup against OD is not bad. You've got the huge range, so Slaughter, Lifestealer have to really get to the
10
backlines to try and
seconds
bring you
remaining.
down, which that's what Sven and Batright are trying to prevent. So
5
on paper, it could be a
seconds
very
remaining.
strong hero, but it's just a very volatile hero as far as if he gets caught, he gets taken out very fast. So you've got to play it well.
And they don't have any sort of save or reliable repositioning for Ana. If he gets caught out, like there's no disruption,
Prepare
there's
for
no
battle.
swap, there's no grave, and Newbee have great catch, great gap closing. Lifestealer just murders Sniper if he gets on top of him. So yeah, it's a risky Sniper game, that's for sure.
Yep.
What is like your key to making it work? Is it just having a good landing stage? Like, is there any particular ward they should be placing, or how do they look to protect the little fella?
Positioning, having, and kind of reading. I think it's ward vision more than anything. Seeing and knowing Newbee's movement around the map. If you can see them coming, you can position your Batright, your Sven in places where they can be the ones initiating. If OG initiate the fights, Sniper should be fine, because it's the Sven and the Bat starting the fight, and they become the center of attention while Sniper sits back doing damage. But if OG are getting initiated on, that's when fights will go badly. So it comes down to who's initiating on who,
30
and
seconds
a lot of
to
that is
battle.
vision. So I think the vision game is going to be very key here. OG have Keeper of the Light. If he can farm an Ag Scepter, you're looking at some vision advantage there. So I think OG have the tools to help out Sniper.
Okay. Like overall game plan for OG, anything in particular? Is this like a certain timing they're looking for? Or?
Outside of the laning stage, they don't push amazingly well. It's going to come down to the Sven to hit his item timings and create some
The
space.
battle begins.
And for Newbee, the Slaughter blink timing, of course, like when you get that blink dagger, that's where the infest bombs are like finding kills all over the map. So I think it's for OG, it's preparing for that Slaughter blink and shutting down the Slaughter early on. Like that's got to be a key part of their game plan in my mind. But I say that they're going to give Slaughter a 1v1 matchup. I think it's always risky giving Slaughter a lane where he can get a fast blink when he's got a Lifestealer on his team, but they feel confident in this aggro tri-lane. This is where Rubik pick kind of starts to make a bit more sense. A Rubik Coddle support duo, like, and Rubik in general is not amazing, but it is great for this laning stage when you go aggro.
And they've got a good follow-up stun in the form of the Sven, so can easily set up that Illuminate for maximum damage in the tri-lane. They have also blocked off the camp, though it gets quickly dewarded already. The chafing begins as U9 will take a decent barrage of nuke damage. No-Tail also being harassed quite a bit. It leaves our Sniper mid up against SCCC, and you know, it seems like most of the teams feel Sniper is that one hero that can beat, you know, a lot of these mid dominators like OD. We saw him banned a lot, especially on the first day. So I'm curious to see if the Sniper lives up to the hype.
Yeah, not too scared of the Astral and Prison damage when you've got that long range, and there's no I guess Kunkka can theoretically roam there, but because of this aggro trialing, this really helps protect the sniper pick, because if Kunkka's not bottom, if he's helping out mid lane, going for kills on sniper, this bottom lane is going to get next to no farm on U9's lifestealer, so it's almost like Kunkka needs to be bottom to help secure this lane, which gives sniper the guaranteed 1v1 matchup. Speaking of 1v1 matchups, S4 1v1 against the Slider. I talked about the Slider, I mean, he's got a 1v1 lane, getting that faster blink, but it is against an S4 bat, so if anything, he's going to struggle tremendously just because of the laning disadvantage.
Yeah, and he didn't start with a stick, actually. KP started with the TP scroll and the stout shield, so I don't think was expecting this matchup. Was not prepared for the aggressive tri-lane, so it's definitely going to hurt him.
Starting with a TP probably suggests he was expecting like a Rubik's Sven, so if they lift into stun, you want to be able to TP out after that combo of spells, but yeah. TP, not going to have much fun.
So far, looking still not bad for Newbee by any stretch. U9 comfortably free farming here, and oh, good rage dodge of that Sven stun, so he will just back away. It's an aggro tri-lane, but it is not preventing the lifestealer from farming. It is slowing down their supports a little bit, and I guess, you know, if you really think about it, the one nice thing, guys, is this: it protects the sniper more than anything by doing that aggro tri-lane.
Yeah.
So
Sniper's just going to have a better time, easier lane.
making their move though on the Jerax here with that poison touch damage. The heal can come through, and this should be the first blood. No, the Warcry might just be enough. U9 gets stunned and unable to finish the job, so Jerax able to limp away the torrent, having a bit of a fish there. He will make it out though. That was a close
It's
call.
still all right for Newbee. Sven had just popped his clarity, but had to save the Rubik there. Had to break his clarity, pop his Mango for the mana, and now he actually has very limited mana in this lane. Fly will have Chakra for the lane, but it's just level 1 Chakra. No Tail. It's going to be a little bit more limited in what he can do here, but
Oh, KP.
Slaughter.
He just slithered all the way down to mid. Unfortunately for him, the sniper has an observer ward, so they were even ready for that particular maneuver, and this is a lot of wasted time. Now, granted, the top lane is being pushed in quite hard, but Ana should be able to dodge this.
he's got raindrops now, so the astral damage gets negated largely from this, so ganking him will require a third hero to TP in, someone like the Kunkka to follow up the astral.
Well, you mentioned Slardar potentially getting a lot of farm, but I got to tell you guys, S4 is really having his way with KP in this lane.
Yeah, this is
Still no magic
a
stick.
bit brutal. He's got boots at least. Yeah, I'm a bit surprised to see no magic stick.
I think he's going to grab
Likely
it now.
picking up now. There we go. Just wanted the boots first, since yeah, magic stick gives you charges, but it doesn't save your life.
That's definitely a fair point there, as he will be up to 4 stacks now. Creeps being pulled by both sides. U9 moving in. He does stick up so he can get off the rage, and he's going to go to right to work on No-Tail, but the stun comes through. No-Tail's very tanky and tries to finish the job. Kaka also pretty durable here for a support, but will eventually fall to the wrath of the Sven, and that is the first blood going the way of OG. Maybe Jarek's going to drop in exchange. Will the creeps deny him? The poison touch from downtown secures the kill. So it ends up being a 1-for-1 here. No-Tail going to spend his gold, deny himself the neutrals, and we are going to try reconnecting because that was a slideshow.
Yeah, should have a bit of time here. It doesn't look like much is going to break out. There's this really interesting, like, triple/quad stack down in this bottom lane where the 2 tri-lanes are. Both teams trying to respect it.
And both teams kind of thinking about pulling it as well. So.
Yeah, they're just trying to pull, deny waves, but at some point someone's going to try farm it. Kunkka TP'd mid, but this was more to refill the OD's bottle than anything else. It's going to be Jarek's going aggressive here with Honor.
He just struts right in, but a good defensive Astral to keep him alive. On it does not yet have access to the Assassinate, and he will retreat. The turret's going to find him, and KP looks to close the gap to get off the X. The follow-up's going to be there. Jarek says no way to help him out, and the little sniper is going to be ho-hoing and ha-haing his way all the way back to the well.
Yep. Nice rotation. Great torrent from Kaka to land that one. Otherwise, he wasn't going to hit the X. And Rubik still lingering around this mid lane. Has been scouted out by the Radiant Ward, so Kaka's a pretty good idea of where he is. And there we go. Jarex uses the scan to cover his retreat. He's like, okay, I'm being chased. Let's keep running.
And Faith is going to see him here. U9 wants to go on this. He's got the phase boots now, but a good lift, preemptively dodging any sort of open wounds rage combo, but now still moves on to No-Tail, wants to kill off Kaka. X is there, combines with the torrent. They get the No-Tail kill, not denied by that flurry of neutrals that stormed in.
The funniest thing with the neutrals coming in is there's a shockwave there. So anytime there's like a 3v3 fight near them, this shockwave just comes flying in, and you never know which team it's going to help. It's like whoever's like bribe the neutral a bit more, he's gonna shockwave the other team for you, because This Seder just has a mind of his own.
And they're not. No one's killing this stack anytime real soon. Maybe if it's left alone, Sven can go for it. A stun now onto Kaka, but instantly you can just see Unai, and he ignores No-Tail, and he goes straight for those backline supports, and that alone enough to scare them away. With phase boots and already a Blightstone. He is a fearsome foe in this bottom lane.
Very, very tough to fight into this lane now. OG's aggro trailing hasn't really panned out as well as they would have liked. But again, it is...
I really like the lifestealer here, God. It's like their supports just do nothing to him. What do you do when he rages and runs at you? You have no BKB, you know, or rather magic immune piercing disables. You don't have disruption or grave or really any physical damage from these two. Like they're kind of helpless
S4's come
against them.
down. I think this is largely because there's a stack here. S4's like had the call like, look, this lane's not going so well. Come help us out, and also there's a big stack for you. So
U9 doesn't really like what he's seeing here, but he is going to get pulled back in. Where 3 have failed, maybe 4 can succeed, but he rages, he engages. Out comes the Illuminate. It is going to hit U9 at the very tail end of this particular fight. He tries to flurry away. To the south he goes. He will be able to make it around the tree line. Survives. Lift the tail. Rubik down. No-Tail going to be next. Sven hits the deck, and Sniper just chilling mid. So S4 forced away. I didn't really catch who got most of those creeps. Probably S4, I'm guessing.
yeah, I'm not sure. I imagine he had the Firefly on it, so it should have. But what a great defensive rotation from Newbee. The OD, like the OD and Slaughter both. That was 5 Newbee heroes at bottom. They were ready for that. As soon as thing is, Batrider TPs when there's a lane ward, so they know the Batrider's there, ready to take those neutrals and contest this bottom lane. So Newbee make a kind of a call in advance, like, hey, we're going to defend this and we're going to get some kills. They're also going to get a kill on Honor mid lane. KP's found him with an amp crush. The torrent lands again. Kaka has been on point all game long, and
well, we called it a tough sniper game if you get caught, and he is just turning into food. 0-2 already, and that is with help in the mid lane.
Bottom tower is under attack.
As far as farm goes, also quite a bit behind the OD here. Sitting a full 1,000 net worth down already, gods, and that's with the OD rotating even to help out on these ganks.
yeah. It's the Newbee are just very quick and fluid with their rotations. Like, they bring 5 bottom, but then 30 seconds later they're mid killing the sniper. They can't even TP back mid. They just managed to rotate all the way back towards the mid lane that efficiently that they really didn't miss out on much farm. And then yeah, Sniper had a free lane for about a minute, but he instantly dies, so he loses that farm advantage and puts Newbee in a fantastic position here. Slaughter, because of being involved in some of these kills, is looking like he'll get a decent, like, maybe 12-minute Blink Dagger at this rate if he keeps going. So, across the board, Newbee, early game-wise, has been very well played.
On the flip side, the man who could turn this around is S4, who currently has already completed his own Blink at 9 minutes, but there's a lot of pressure on Gustav to deliver. He's really the only hero that can make plays. Sven's gone for the cleave build as per usual. He'll just be farming. Sniper's not going to go around and set up kills. It's all on S4 to make things happen. And meanwhile, Newbee have tons of playmakers. 3 of them converging now. And on yeah, no hesitation. Just drop that freaking hammer all over that little ugly dwarf's head. He's down for the count. Jurex maybe next, though they have stuck around. They all tank that Illuminate. Getting dragged back in. It's going to be a 2-for-1 exchange. 2 cores hitting the deck. The debut of the Blink. Very successful by S4. That was exactly what the doctor ordered for OG.
Yeah, good move from S4. They just, no one wanted to take the kill on Sniper, and then in the end, OD kind of wastes his ultimate. They could have just right-clicked, any hero could have right-clicked once more, but everyone was backing off because I think they realized this is a bad spot to be in. And speaking of bad spots, U9's in pretty deep, but the lift won't be followed up. There's no lasso, it's on cooldown still, but Fly's positioning, just sitting in the trees, throwing Illuminates, just got everyone really low, and Newbee just got greedy looking for the extra kill. They should have taken the 1 kill and back, but because they'd hit the X, they wanted to stick around and try find more, and in the end, they get punished for it.
So SCCC saving up quite a bit of gold here with the Gloves of Haste. We just seeing a Midas OD?
I don't... Yeah, I guess so. Not normally what you'd see on this hero, but...
He's definitely not in any hurry to get the power treads, that's for sure.
Yeah, I guess it's going to be a Midas. I haven't seen any Midas OD and how it plays out, but nothing here that benefits a lot from attack speed, benefits from having levels and getting tanky and just scaling well to the late game, so why not? Last game he played OD, he struggled to maintain his farm after the laning stage, so I guess he's looking at last game like, maybe a Midas will help me out.
They're going to move in on the top lane. They get that amp damage, which sets up an easy X Torrent boat combination, and No Tail will go splat. It's S4 trying to turn this around, finds the lasso blinky past Kaka. KP does manage to amp him though. Kaka looks to retreat the flame break a bit off the mark. Kaka pushed away from the tower instead of back towards it. Now they want to chase S4. That crush is going to do a heck of a lot of damage, and meanwhile, Ana also getting picked off in the mid lane, so it ends up being a 2 for nothing, and Jarek's maybe the third man to fall. The crush though stolen, and he's going to try to turn this one around, but the counter crush comes out, whips on S4. Maybe he's lagging too. KP unable to find him there. And, I think we'll try it.
Typical
we'll try
enemy
one more
Rubik
reconnect.
Enemy Rubik plays your hero better than you do. No,
Just
KP,
Jarek's
his first miss crush of the game. But
he's done his job overall, that's for sure.
yeah. S4 went in with the lasso there, but his backup was pretty far behind, so even though he gets the initial lasso off, there was no follow-up and he couldn't kill off Kaka. Again, it's Newbee just very strong here in the early game, and Slaughter's blink timing very soon, and that's where this game gets very difficult for OG.
Oh, No Tail. Hey, buddy, there's the weave, the boat again. This Sven is not having fun in the top lane. He will fall once more to the wrath of Newbee as they continue to pile up the kills. I mean, when OD could just solo kill the sniper while you've committed 3 heroes to gank their other carry and only other cores at bat, like, what are you worried about? You're shutting down both heroes that need farm gods.
9 at bottom. There's no lasso. The thing is, S4's here. If you go on him, maybe you can try. He wouldn't TP because he thinks there's a lasso, but either way, U9 doesn't get caught out. Lasso coming up very soon, though. The scam will see him. He backs off, though, in S4. He's fishing. He's hunting.
It's pretty risky to go this far. He's just completed the armlet, but they are going to find him. S4 not bothering to use that lasso. In the end, he will choose to commit it. Even No Tail getting recalled in to secure the kill. And Jarek's with the stolen Slithering Crush. Might not have needed the lasso, but they did not want to mess around.
And both carries kind of making the same mistake. Oh, speaking of carries, another one. Ana in the mid lane, Sniper.
All right, Sniper.
Perhaps
Not feeling like a hero right now, Gods, but he does have a little bit of help, perhaps enough to turn it. No, OD will delete him. It is an 0-5 Sniper who has just been food all game long for Newbee.
As far as the carries go, you have to be so careful about staying in your safe lane when there's heroes missing on the map, because it's such a common play to pressure and take that offlane tier 1 tower early, and that's what we saw. No Tail dies once top, and he TPs back into die second time. That's like the worst thing that can happen as a carry player, and similarly on the other side, U9, things were getting risky in his lane. He kind of knew it. That's why he backed off to the jungle, but he didn't back off far enough, and he still gets caught out there. And just gets a bit overconfident. And when you're a carry alone in your safe lane and you don't see 3 heroes on the map, you've got to get out. You've got to go way back to your ancients, go to the offlane with your team. You can't deal with
look who's dead again. It's Mr. Ho-Ho, haha, but he ain't laughing out, though. The crush actually goes on the Jarek. A bit greedier, but the boat is there. Kaka lays OG out. A beautiful takedown as they hunt now for No Tail, trying to get vision on him up the hill, but wasn't able to amp him before he retreated successfully. So, well, Gods, I gotta say, I mean, yeah, the sniper hasn't worked out, but you could see why OG banned that Kanka in game 2, because it has just been immaculate from Kaka this game. I mean, sniper's extra easy to gank.
Yes, Kaka's one of these players, like, his individual skill, like, he looks like one of the best, amazing supports out there, and then you take into consideration he's also the captain, drafter, and leader of his team. This guy has to be, like, one of the best all-around players in China for that reason.
Like, if you were doing a fantasy draft, he's got to be on your short list of players you'd want to pick up to start a new franchise with. KP?
Great X-play. KP's just he scouts that out, and then he gets pulled back in with the X.
They
just plays like that. I didn't see whether they smoked or not, but
it's so laggy, I can't even tell. But I don't think so, because S4's still holding on.
They're going Roche. They don't care. They see KP. He's amped up. They saw KP just throw an amp on Roche, but what can you do if you're OG? Perhaps you can think you can contest it. Sands Eclipse is on cooldown. Ghost Ship is back up, though, and that makes contesting this very difficult. Honor has no items. There's, like, very little he can do here.
S4, time for a miracle? No such luck. The X into a blink initiation. Very cute stuff here. Can they follow it up? No, it looks like they will be able to retreat.
Not sure what that was on.
I feel like I'm turning into a Dota detective here, you know? Like, I don't actually see the crime, but I get the evidence afterwards, and then I try to piece together what happened in the fight.
No Tail will farm his ancient stack, so that'll help him out some as far as progress his farm, but he's really a couple items away from being ready to fight into Newbee, and that's the Echo Saber and the Blink. You really need both before you become a big threat, and, well, same thing. Slider, Life Stealer, this is the combo. This is the combo that will kill absolutely anyone very quickly, and no difference there with poor little Sniper.
Sniper is
his items.
He's closing in on a very Brazilian score here, gods. Currently sitting at 0-7. This is like the typical Sniper in a pub kind of thing, where it's like the guy just keeps on dying, but it's more Newbee just doing a good job of catching him out of this particular case. As they will finally get punished. The nice smoke rotation will net OG a solitary kill on the Slardar, but they still want to counterplay this. SCCC moving into position is going to find S4. The follow-up torrent comes through, and now U9 gets to work. His own, oh no, not again. Take that, you wanker. And down he goes. Jarek's trying to run the hell away. That was a Slardar buyback to try re-engage.
He's got sprint. Yeah, nice. Jarek's with sprint, steal is an astral. He's getting some useful spells.
Team is heavy though for Jarek's. That is for damn sure. They're still gonna find S4 here. And they're gonna kill him off as well. Gods, this is not looking good. And that ward does not see much.
Oh no. Jarek's. Gaka made a cool play there on Bat because he throws the X and he's going to use X torrent, but he knows the Bat might blink, so he intentionally lets the torrent miss just so S4 blinks too early, and then he X's him back after the blink is on cooldown. So this cool little individual plays coming out there as OG just getting run over right now. This is going really poorly.
Is there a comeback for this lineup? Like, do you see them winning late game? Is there like a timing they can try and fight for?
Sniper high ground defense always very hard to push into, very annoying, very scary. Sven with the Link Dagger Echo Saber, I think, is the timing where they got to smoke up and try take some fights, use his strength, and goes back to what we said at the start, where whoever's getting the initiation comes in with a slight advantage. So if you can get the initiation, get the kill at the start of a fight, kill off the Slider, suddenly that fight gets a lot more feasible. KP actually have to buy back to make that last fight work for Newbee. Slider is very important to Newbee as far as dishing out damage, the amp for the vision, for the bonus damage, and also just locking heroes in place.
Yeah, there's one deep Dire Ward here, off in their own jungle, trying to keep an eye on Newbee's movements, and Newbee are in fact moving right into that woods as KP is packing a little extra heat here as a Life Stealer tucked inside, looking for that Infest Bomb initiation, but OG have correctly identified this movement, and they have dodged away to the south. So Echo Saber now online, still no blink though, as you mentioned is one of the other key ingredients, and it's going to be a while until he gets it.
Yeah. And it's hard to, even when you have, talking about initiating, if Newbee are fast to react, they've got both Astral as well as Grave, so they've got two good saves on their side. They've got the Ghost Ship to block some damage. It's really good defensive tools on Newbee's side.
Oh, that scan! What a great time to use it for OG. It scouts on KP, and still Jarek's may end up going down here, tries to TP out. A great scan, but a slow TP reaction. He will end up falling. Now they look for a bit more. The rest of the OG squad retreating. Notel gonna TP out. They scramble back home, and they'll get a little farming time now for Ana, but it's a tough game.
And he almost got caught mid as well. He barely TP'd out and didn't get hit by a torrent, so very, very tough. Yeah. Slider Lifesteal, they're ready to go. They've got another Infest if they want to, but it looks like Lifesteal's going to just focus on some alone time. He's going to farm away at bottom, knowing that the rest of his team can fight pretty well without him.
Ana might get gone on here. He does get lassoed, pulled back into the bottom lane. Notel's committing the God Strength. Can they kill him before he's able to infest? He does make it in the creep. And
now the TP's gonna come.
He's gonna be out of there as KP has arrived. Wants to turn this one around. Pops right out. Crush goes in, and they're just gonna retreat away. Yeah, I hope he's fine.
That's the kind of pick-off attempts you have to go for, but now you're going to get punished. You didn't get the kill, and retreating is very difficult.
And the amp into X is such a potent combo if they can find it. It's very difficult to run away from this initiation. As the Crush comes through, instead of getting Gandalf, they're going to go for Mr. Sven, and they'll likely bring him down. Here's the Astral will finish him off once he comes back out of it. Shots to drop to the OD. D2 will fall. Jarek's on the run. Ona throws out that Assassinate. Can't even kill a Slardar at a quarter of his HP because, well, he's a feeding sniper. And the chase continues.
He's going in.
He's going deep. He goes for the 2-hero crush. Extremely low health, but it's for the Horde. Newbee looking for a bit more here. They'll lose their Slardar. Can they get Fly? They bring down Ana again. He just keeps on racking up the death. 0-9. The sniper experiment has become an abysmal failure thus far.
Absolutely. This sniper is just melting time and time again. Jarek's is making some sick Rubik plays, getting some good Astrals off of it. It's just not proven to be enough as
He's almost
as
half their
for
deaths.
hunting for another pick though. That's got Lasso. And
Trying to
the
look
end
for
is
that.
ruined.
Popping the Firefly, he goes in and is on to U9. Can they help him out at all? The X comes through, trying to keep the Rubik back, it looks like. As he has now stolen the Astral Imprisonment. U9 moving forward. Jarek's trying to make a bit more of a play here, but the boat comes through from the trees and connects on No-Tail, almost hitting Fly in the process. Can they bring down S-Triple-C? Oh, he
blink
moves.
dodge.
He still has the blink. He actually blinks forward, dodging away from that Stormhammer, and also getting into the fray. Now using the Hurricane Pike to try and finish off that Sven from distance. No-Tail stands his ground, will eventually pop, despite the Astral banishes. He2 will fall, and now an Assassinate and Illuminate. Not enough to finish him off as KP again on the hunt. He's back for round number 20, it feels like. Looking for Jarek's next with the amp damage. It sets up an X. The chase continues. KP marching in, slithering forward, slowly but surely. They just want to kill off Jarek, and they'll get the Finn to Rubik down. Despite the plays he's tried to make, he is still 1-6, and now they look for more. U9
he's great.
massacring that pathetic sniper and giving him a total of 10 deaths for the game. He's almost half. He's averaging a death every 2 minutes. And the killing frenzy continues. Newbee just won't back down. They won't leave OG territory. 4 dead at once.
How does this OD just never dies? He gets graved, he astral dodges stuff, he blink dodges stuff. He played that, like, honestly, like, that's the kind of fight, like, you want to see some, like, 9 KMR plays, go watch what SCC does that entire fight. He dodges all these spells. He's fighting on 100 HP. He blink forwards to dodge the Storm Bolt on Sven. Then he Hurricane Pikes him, so he's attacking Sven while in a safe position after blinking into melee range, and then just stays alive somehow on 50 HP the entire time. That was
How many ODs would be at like
absolutely
half
crazy.
health and blink into the middle of the enemy team and then live as a
Yeah.
result by dodging a Stormhammer? That was a filthy play.
KP's doing the same thing. He's on like 50 HP for like most of the fight, and he's just blinking in forward aggressive. I'm just like watching Newbee played around each other, and like I'm like, how are they playing aggressive? I feel like 99 teams out of 100 would be backing off given their health and position there, but nope, they just kept going.
All right, well, I'm on the sniper cam now, guys. It's gotten to that point. Where his net worth is about to plunge below the dazzles if the deaths keep on coming. He is only currently surpassing his own Rubik, who has been far more impactful with less than 3,000 net worth.
He's 0-10.
You are a
That's-
pathetic creature, Mr. Dwarf Man.
You know,
And nobody
it's like
misses you. Well, except for me.
It does feel like pub games mode. You have that 0-10 sniper, and all you can do is open up the scoreboard and click report.
Yeah, you can just see
Even
if
though it's not even like his fault, you know, it's like he picked sniper. Why would you pick sniper? You haven't actually played awfully. It's just the hero just doesn't work some games, and this proven to be one of those games.
You know, I think someone in chat was like, "Ooh, support sniper," at some point during the draft, and then
The new support PA.
well, he is a support sniper at this point, but maybe not for the reason that they intended him to be one, unfortunately. So they were surprisingly prescient as they go again
Using
for
the
this.
X
This X initiation is so clever, but not going to find an opening this time.
It's not even initiating. They just revealed the smoke there. OG have 5-man smoke to try and make a play. Newbie are like, hey, they're all missing. I'm pretty sure they're smoked, and KP's... They don't even pop out the life stealer. They just pop the smoke, and now they're going to find a kill. Unfortunately, Fly, very quick on the 4 stuff. Nice play from him, but it's
You just have to use
not
so
the
many
kind of
options.
play
You
that's
can,
going to turn this game around.
you can pop the smoke, run away. He actually went for a crush, didn't hit it, but if they do hit the crush, they just start the fight. So it's just like a complete insurance policy to do whatever the hell you want for Newbie. The power of the
Well,
Kunko when you're playing from ahead.
They smoke again, but this Roche is dropping really fast. KP
Already
again.
looking for that
Smoke
initiation.
reveal.
KP with the jump forward. The X is there to bring him back to safety if need be, and need will be, as instead they go for Kaka. They're so damn tired of Mr. Pirate Man, but Ona just pathetic with his efforts to bring him down. Will pay, eat the rum, they say, as they charge forward. The crush is there, on to 2. Again, it's KP over the top, and then they start to converge on the little dwarf. S-Triple-C being held in position for the time being, but Lifestealer pops right back out, and they will bring him down. The Wanker falls once more. No tail, unable to finish anyone off here. The Grave, the Kiting, Newbee are just rolling right through OG, and still Kaka live. The armlet toggles continue. Another X setup. Again, the amp damage enabling everything this Kunkka brings to the table. 3 more fall, and you can just about write OG off at this point, gods. They are almost certainly headed down to the lower bracket.
And this Newbie team is fun to watch this game. Like after maybe a more slow-paced Alchemist game where it's like, okay, they're Alchemisting people. Some playing this aggressive with such low HP constantly, the way they're using the X, like this is like a Kunkka clinic from Kaka. Like, yeah, Lanham did some cool stuff with the Kunkka armlet build where he really innovated the hero, but we're seeing like a whole different way to use the Kunkka to its full potential using the X to scout out multiple smoke ganks, play aggressive, and then pull back, bait OG to use spells. It's been really solid stuff from Newbee.
OG knew the potential this had. That's why they banned it in game 2. But this time around, they do choose to let it through, and they are paying dearly for it.
I mean, Kaka's just making this hero look like the most OP thing ever right now.
Yeah, free fountain trips, free smoke clears, free initiation. They can't really be counterplayed, aside from just
Everyone's back to
hopefully
full
not getting
HP
stunned.
now.
Yeah.
Faith almost has a Lotus Orb. Holy cow. That's...
He's almost as farmed as the sniper. And, oh, they're about to get a little more gold. S4, he dares to leave the base. That dare will be met with a swift retaliation from Newbee as they kill him off again. I just don't see how they get back in the game, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, you can joke about the sniper ho ho ha ha high ground defense, but that's not going to win you the game. Not with this
They can't
level of farm.
They just can't protect him. They have no force staff. Well, actually, they do have one on S4 now, but and actually one on Fly as well. But even with the force staff, like he still just gets X right back in, or they just chase him down anyway with sprint, with the open wounds, with the Hurricane Pike of the OD. Like he can't be protected. There's no disruption. There's no grave. They don't have any insurance policy to keep him alive, and he's just not really a hero, it feels like.
They'll keep on chipping and pushing what they can here at the bottom lane. This is so difficult.
More
Riders gotta just make a play at some point to go in.
And then who do you go on? Like that hero in front is going to be X to bring them back. So you've got to find someone from behind, but you've got the OD to interrupt your initiation. It's a tough call.
Such a reliable way to push, and that's something where you're completely taking Batrider out of the picture with this.
And thanks to the Dazzle, they have consistent sustain for this. They, again, X29, he rages, and then they make their move in. The Hurricane Pike's there, Jarex can be brought low, and Jarex, well, that actually already hit him, but just showed the animation now, so hold it.
Some free intel, I guess, for OD.
Yeah, why not? It's already up again. Fancy footwork here from SCCC as No-Tail has resorted to just farming the enemy ancients. He's on a little holiday, but unfortunately the base can't relocate quite so easily.
He's telling his team, like, just give me some time, I'll finish a BKB, but he's not even going to get it. He may just sell some items to try to get a Blink Dagger instead, but looks like they will get some breathing room. Slatter's back to the mid lane. Actually, no, he's not going to defend the mid lane. It looks like he's going to... He was probably the one told to, hey, go hunt that Sven. If you can catch the Sven with the stun, we'll TP in and get a kill. But no, they're back to pushing. They want to force OG to defend their base. None of this shenanigans where Sven is out on the map farming lanes. That can't happen.
Newbee again, just taking advantage. X into rage, into hitting buildings, and see you later, guys.
Bat was in the jungle, used his Firefly, so 15 seconds before they ready to defend. It looks like without a creep wave, they'll get that 15 seconds. Keeper of the Light, of course, perhaps the harder one to push into than the Sniper at this point. Sniper with no items, just not scary at all.
Newbee will creep up again. We'll just see that same rinse-repeat formula, and just like you said, it really is going to be up to the Batrider to turn things around, but unfortunately for him, it's SCCC starting the fight. He turns in with the Lotus Orb. He can play very aggressively. This does open up an Elasto opportunity on KP, but it comes at the cost of SCCC just driving them all back to the base. In fact, he jumps into the well. He says, come at me, bro. He will self-Astral now and zone them all away while they focus objectives. And I see an X here of some kind. I think I might have been trying No-Tail back, but SCCC, perhaps a bridge too far. Will he even die to this? No, they're all going to join the party. Oh, gee. Some uninvited guests arriving at their residence. And now, with the Hurricane Pike S4 also going to hit the deck as he gets pulled back in. And again, what do you know? It's the freaking X marks the spot. What a bullshit spell. Something Newbee are taking full advantage of here, so we'll find another show. Well, but in all seriousness, this has just been a clinic put on by Newbee, guys.
Oh, yeah. And this is like the kind of great game to see to punish a sniper pick where you just go all out aggression, because it didn't really feel like Newbee had that. Like game one, they lost because they were just playing very defensive. They didn't have enough aggression. Game two they won with it just because of fifth pick Alchemist, and again it was a defensive style play. So you see this sniper pick and you're thinking, ooh, Newbee's slow-paced defensive style with these heroes isn't going to work, but they go for something completely different. Lifestealer Slater combo, the aggressive play coming out from Kaka's Kanka. This was a very different Newbee in Game 3 and exactly what they needed to do, given the draft of OG.
OD has a Hex. 18, almost 19k net worth. He is doubling a Sven. When's the last time you saw an OD doubling a Sven's net worth? That is...
Kunkka, 4K gold, 10K net worth. Like
Kunkka
what's
is
happening?
ahead of the Sven actually as well. That is absurd. Time to get your time to get your data list.
I think it's probably the item. Could consider something like a blink, but
We also saw
yeah, get some crit.
the other crit stick. I always forget the name.
The Echo Saber, you mean, or you mean the silence one, the
Silence
Bloodthorn?
one, yeah, Bloodthorn. We've seen that a couple of times as well. Not
One Kaka, just buy something. You've won this game.
Day
Buy
God.
something fun.
Yeah.
There we go.
We got a Crystallis.
It's a
Kinda
Crystallis.
work.
It could upgrade to the Bloodthorn, you know?
Yeah.
It could be a Bloodthorn.
I mean, he can upgrade to whatever he wants. He can just drop all his items and he'll still have a similar impact, to be honest, with the X.
Or you get the double Crystallis. That's the pub build where you just mass Crystallises because Demon Edges are too expensive. So you just get 2 or 3 Crystallis.
So meanwhile, the neutrals are making plays for OG, as they did kill off the raiding car, I believe.
Oh. Lifesteal's having some fun. He's in an ancient.
Yeah, he's like, ooh, I just realized these things exist.
Let me quickly buy a Radiance with all my money, you know? Jerex, I don't know if that's a place you want to be, my friends.
Do you take it personally when they kill the golems like that, God? Does it hurt you?
It's a little piece of me dies inside. It's yeah, it's tough.
It's like if your older brother is just getting bullied or something.
I'm just glad, you know, we get to be represented in Dota, you know? Like, that golem got to die and contribute to the Newbee victory.
Golems unite. They'll go in onto no-tail. The fountain diving continues. He BKBs. OD just kind of laughs at his face. Self-astral, jumps away, and... Oh, he gets X back in. Yeah, where do you think you're going, says Kaka? Get back in there! Be a man!
There's your fountain. That's what you know it's time to GG. They just team wiped you in your fountain. I'm the Cold boys. And OG dropped out of the low bracket. Very good best of 3 comeback. You lose game 1 against very dominant OG performance, the Honor Morphling, but they couldn't find a way to really make Honor shine in game 2 and game 3. Game 2, the Drow strat, I think game 2 is the game that OG have to look back on and be like, we just went a bit too all in with the way we drafted around the Drow, not picking up like a team fight type hero for S4, picking the Puck meant you had really weak lanes, picking the Phoenix as well as a bit of a weak laning hero. I think game 2 is one where they're like, we should have gone with a more standard Drow lineup, similar to what other teams are doing right now.
Well, when the dust settles, Newbee showing that they are still a force to be reckoned with, perhaps even more so with their new roster. God's team, everyone had really high expectations for that Newbee team. I think very consistently they were ranked top 3 to 4 going into TI, and they did not deliver. Do you feel like they have that same ceiling right now? Is this like a top 3 level team to you, or is it still too early to say?
Yeah, it is. And the thing that players like SCC and U9 bring to the table is this drive and motivation that Hao and Moo kind of lacked. I mean, Moo even talked about it when he like retired. He's like, I just lost that motivation to win and be the best. You know, you win it. There's a reason why you haven't seen players win a second TI yet. Like once you've won one, it does something to your mentality. Dota is such a confidence and psychological game that these young, driven players will win. That's Wings winning this TI. EG last year, they hadn't won a TI. They were meant to be favorites the previous year. They kind of had a disappointing result, and they're like, look, we're going to come back stronger. And then they win TI. The teams that often have like who feel the most driven often somehow come up on top because you have to have this psychological confidence factor to your team. And that's where I think for Hao and Moo, it was just kind of, it's not that they're past their prime individually play-wise, but they kind of had lost some of that drive, and that's what U9 and SCC bring to the team.
All right. Well, any closing thoughts here, Gods, as we look to wrap this one up?
EG Secret coming up next. That's going to be. It's been too long, you know. I don't think we ever see EG versus Secret with PP with Artesian Secret.
I don't think they ever played because EG. The only event they both played at with that last roster shuffle was TI, and they were in opposite groups, right? And they didn't.
They were
face
Manila Major and stuff too, weren't they?
But they both were lower bracket. They got knocked out, and then they were both at Star Ladder. But EG had that abysmal showing and just got completely blown away with the Sumail like support Oracle mid or whatever it was, something silly.
Unfortunately, PPD not there, so we don't get to see the. Well, I guess Arteezy's back on EG, but yeah, this is gonna be good either way. EG Secret is the hype.
Yeah, this is a hype match. We're gonna have 2 very hype casters to bring it for you guys. It'll be Coddle Guy and Merlini. Bring you all the action. EG Secret coming up, but for now we'll take a break. We'll get ready for that next match and stick around. MDL Autumn 2016 action will continue after this.